When we talk about storytelling, a lot of people often miss the fact that stories can be told in more ways than just directly telling them. Sometimes stories can be hidden within the world interactions, small excerpts of dialogue, or through the minute details in the game world. And in gacha games, there are a few better examples than in the HSO6 office in Zenless Zone Zero. And this is a masterclass in using environmental storytelling to introduce each character and their relationships with very few words. And I would like to highlight some of the missed details if you speed through the story. Let's start with the basics. Environmental storytelling can tell you a lot about the characters if you pay attention to it. The main reason why this specific example works is because it's realistic. The way you organize your room and your workplace tells a lot about your character, like how you can infer that Wise is the more responsible and organized of the two siblings, or how Wise is into outdoor sports while Belle is more into music. Yes, there are still some monologue you need to read, so it's not entirely pure environmental storytelling. But you can see these dialogues as seeing this environment through Yanagi's perspective, which is sometimes a bit more interesting because you will also get a glimpse of Yanagi's personality as a bonus. Let's start with Miyabi's desk. The Fox Tyrant leader of the team has an elevated desk that oversees everyone else. HSO6 is still a new team created around Miyabi as the youngest Void Hunter, and that does explain the immaturity and lack of discipline with this team. Miyabi herself doesn't give a strong example as a leader. When it comes to combat, she is probably the strongest and fastest of them all. But when it comes to doing paperwork, she loathes it more than Ethereal's itself, to the point that she would just hide her incomplete report in her scroll collection, and she would risk any consequences just so that she doesn't have to sit still in a meeting. Combining all of those points together with what we know about her at the end of Tour de Inferno, we can deduce that Miyabi is the type of person who just wants to fight. She signed up for this job so she could kill more Ethereals, not doing paperwork. To her, every single time not spent practicing or fighting is a complete waste of time. Her lack of concern about the consequences does tell us that it was very unlikely for her boss to fire her. New Eridu needs her more than she needs them. But don't get it twisted, she loves this job because it challenges her to be a better fighter. The same cannot be said for Asaba. He is the strangest of the bunch. For some reason, this guy is always looking for excuses to apply for sick leave and even clumsily fake his health report on his desk. This work avoidance does extend to field work as well, as we see in Camellia Golden Week event. At this point, I'm not really sure why he's here working for the military aside from financial benefits, because he seems to really hate his job. Unlike Asaba, Sokaku at least has a close tie with Yanagi. She is a gluttonous demon, so it's no surprise that her desk is filled with snacks. You may have read that Sokaku ate a third of their food stocks every single time, but you may have missed that her desk is the only one without a working computer. When combined with her training plan, it becomes very clear that everyone knows Sokaku is still a child and nobody really expects a lot from her. She is barely even able to write properly despite her being older than everyone else on the team, so no paperwork was found on her desk. Instead, Yanagi did double or even triple all the paperwork on her team, as seen on her desk swamped with documents and with 2 monitors pulling double duty. So it is really no surprise that everyone in hand loves her, not just her own team. She really put all her soul into her work, even practicing boxing just in case she needed to fight without her polearm. When all of this is combined with her monologue about their sofa, this kinda pissed me off. At what point does her teammates' reluctance to do paperwork becomes peer abuse? Knowing that none of her teammates are enthusiastic about doing paperwork, this can only mean that she is often fighting in the hollow with a serious lack of sleep, and that can be dangerous in her line of work. Someday, this might kill her. But that's not the only thing that this office space tells us. When you have multiple characters occupying the same space, environmental storytelling can also be used to tell us about the relationships and the character dynamics in this team. We already established that Sokaku is the little sister in the team, but you may have missed the fact that she adores Miyabi as one of her role models, and Miyabi knows that. I find it adorable that Miyabi, being the stoic lady that she is, still gives time to entertain Sokaku with tic-tac-toe, and the fact that she lets it be a draw. And then there's the fact that Sokaku placed her painting of her and Miyabi on Yanagi's computer so that Miyabi could see it from where she sits. Another adorable detail is on Yanagi's desk. Yes, Sokaku does eat a lot, but at least she is considerate enough to give Yanagi 2 pieces of her snack on her desk. Of course, all of these are just my personal interpretations. There are also some other minor details in this office space that I can't fully understand, like how there is one thermostat that is 5 degrees higher than the rest. I wonder which one of them needs hotter room temperature. And then there's always the possibility that I might have been wrong about who's who in this video. If that happens, please do let me know in the comment section down below. But even if I do make some mistakes, it doesn't diminish the fact that we can discuss the characters and their relationships just by inferring item placements in the game world. And if that's not all that impressive to you, then at the very least, we should congratulate the artists involved in this game for giving extra attention to so many minute details, some that most people would never even notice or appreciate had it not been revealed to them. I'm sure that you can give me more examples of your favorite gacha game doing this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear them. The point of this video and my channel is to celebrate when gacha games went above and beyond for the sake of storytelling. Because I want more gacha games to follow this example and try to implement these small details in the game world as well. Because ultimately, I would much prefer the game world to show me how the characters live their lives rather than a 5-minute yapping about the character's personality. Show, don't tell. But that's just me. What do you think? Do you like environmental storytelling? Do you usually pause to admire them, or did you just skip past them? Please do let me know in the comment section down below. I always reply to everyone in the comment section down below, and I would like to know if there are other gacha games that do this exact same thing. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more analysis videos like this, and if you want to continue watching, I recommend my essay video on why Zenless Zone Zero is a master in making a small open world. And with that, I think I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.